Hi, my loves. Hola, mis amores. Aquí Daisy. I will tell you the truth about the pie that I was supposed to, before I start this recipe, I will tell you the truth about the insane pie. Well, I did the pie. I would put a few clips later on when I edit the video. It came out good, but it was insanely sweet. I did say it was insane. I didn't know it was going to come out insanely sweet. It's fixable. The recipe is fixable if you don't put condensed milk and sugar together. Or at least if you put them together, make sure it's a little bit so it doesn't come out so sweet. But that was an epic fail. And I will do another recipe in order for me to make up for the failed pie. Okay, so today I'm going to be making a stuffed egg cake. It's something I made and I love it, and everybody in here loves it. I'm gonna give you the ingredients and hopefully you will like it the same way everybody here likes it too. So here's the ingredients. Okay, we got peppers. I buy the frozen peppers because they last longer and they taste good. There's no difference. The only ones, you know, that I really use are these ones. If you guys hear the background noise, I have a 4-year-old that's always with me, and he's always listening to music or playing his little games or asking me for something. So don't mind that I have a baby and he's always with me. Okay, well, my baby is 4 years old and he has autism. So he can't talk. If you hear him screaming, it's because he can't talk. He's nonverbal. But anyways, moving on. The peppers with onions, of course. Butter. I got like 3 tablespoons, like 1 tablespoon here. I don't know if you're gonna use it that much, but I will tell you for what. We have bacon, of course. You could put any kind of meat in here, all the meats that you want. I'm only gonna put bacon and spam ham, light, of course. I like these two combined. A splash of milk. Here's 3 teaspoons of milk. This will be put inside the egg batter so it could become more fluffy for what we're making. I'm going to be using also 6 eggs, room temperature. It works better like that. Then I'm going to tell you garlic, onion powder, parsley, ground oregano. I love this sazonador total, Goya, because it's not salty and it gives everything a special flavor, which I love, you know. And for any of you that didn't know, I am Puerto Rican. I was born in Puerto Rico. I could make the video in Spanish too, and let me know. I'm going to be using adobo. Remember, guys, adobo is salty, so we don't put a lot. I've been cooking for a long time, so I just... But you should know, depending on how much eggs you're making, depending on how much. Try a teaspoon. You know, we don't want to make it too salty. Of course, we're going to need this to batter the eggs. And we're going to do un baño de Maria, double boiler. Here we're going to be putting the egg, and here we're gonna be putting this in the oven at 350 after we finish putting everything in here, like the eggs, and I will teach you how to make it. Stay with me. So my spring ham, I'll be cutting it in little pieces. We're gonna fry it and we're gonna add it to the egg cake. So you could cut it however you want, but I'm gonna cut it in little squares. Now in my wok with a little bit of oil, only a little bit, because bacon has oil, but the spam ham, it also does, but I don't want it to stick. So let it heat up a little bit, and we're gonna cook the bacon and the spam ham together. Okay, I'm just gonna test the heat. Still not hot enough for me. Now it's hot. Now we put the bacon and the spun ham together. Okay, let's put it. I use a whole can of Spam. Half of a pack of bacon. Okay. And what are we gonna do is we're just gonna let it cook. We're gonna let it fry. And when it's nice and crispy, we remove it from the stove. And while this is cooking, I'm gonna go ahead and butter the eggs and everything else. So what are we gonna do is we're gonna crack the eggs one by one, room temperature better. And now we're gonna add the other ingredients. So in the eggs, we're gonna have, this is half of a teaspoon. Parsley is never dull when it comes to your foods. So, one. So it makes 1 teaspoon of parsley, half of a teaspoon of garlic, onion powder, half of a teaspoon, oregano, half, the splash of milk that I was talking about, you're gonna put it in the eggs, adobo. Depending on how many eggs you're making, depending on how much adobo you're gonna put in. Remember, adobo is salty. So, me looking at this, I am also going to put only half of a teaspoon because I don't want it to be too salty. And spam ham and bacon are salty. I never put stuff. I never put adobo on stuff that I'm cooking unless I know that I could taste it, but this is raw eggs. We don't want to taste the raw eggs. So, sazonador total. It's not salty. So you could put as much as you want, but don't go overboard neither. I am going to do it by eye. You could put half of a teaspoon also, but I just love it. So I think I put just like 1 teaspoon or 2. And now we batter these eggs and we go check on the bacon and the spring ham, which that reminds me, the peppers, we are gonna put them in the bacon and spring ham when they are nice and toasty, so we could cook them together and then incorporate this in the other thing that I'm gonna do. So while my eggs are getting battered by my daughter, I am going to check on the spring ham and bacon. It's on high heat because I want it to cook, but it's not cooked enough for me to actually put the peppers in yet. I want it to be nice and crispy before I put the peppers in, so the peppers could give it a little flavor. It's good to cook them together because the flavor will come out, but then I don't want the bacon to get soggy because we're gonna need them crispy. Now let's wait a little more, 3 minutes or so. They're still cooking, not crispy enough. for me to put the peppers in? Soon. Okay, now that the bacon and the spring ham are nice and crispy, we're gonna add the peppers. And we're gonna let them cook right there for a little bit. It looks amazing. Let me get my camera so you guys can see. And it smells delicious. Now, let's take care of the other stuff. Remember, my loves, the oven is at 350. It's supposed to be at 350 already. We got to preheat it and make sure everything is ready. So when we finish with what I'm teaching you guys, we could put it in there. And remember, the water in the baño de Maria or double boiler must be hot and half of the pan, okay? We're gonna butter the pan.
Oh, damn, why'd you cover this?
Okay, now we're gonna butter the pan because we don't want the eggs sticking, right? You can use this, a cake mold, if you want. Or you can use any mold. I'm using this one because it is, after all, a stuffed cake, a stuffed egg cake. Butter it nice. Also, if you want, at the end of the mold, you could put a little parsley and a little garlic so it could stick to the egg. Just an idea. We're gonna put only half of the batter, the egg batter. We're only gonna put half, and I'll tell you why now. We're only gonna put half of it. I put half, and I forgot to add a couple of more ingredients because I have put them in the fridge. I'll show you what they are. The two ingredients are mozzarella cheese and sharp cheddar cheese. I forgot because I have put it in the fridge. Okay, so we're gonna put some right here in the batter also. You could put as much cheese as you like. My husband loves cheese, my daughter loves cheese, and that's how much I'm gonna put. I'm not gonna put a lot. My daughter is lactose intolerant, but she will eat it. So we put the cheese, and remember, we're gonna put this in the double boiler of Baño de Maria because this needs to be put in the oven when the egg is not cooked, firm enough for us to add the meat. We're gonna take it out, add the meat, and then we're gonna incorporate the other half of the eggs. I hope you guys understood that. Let's get going. Okay, so now that I put the batter inside the Baño de Maria, remember it was half of the eggs, you know, because when that one gets a little firmer, then we're gonna incorporate the meat ingredients inside. The eggs are already in the oven. Then we're gonna pour the rest of the egg mix on top so it could cook nice. You guys will see. Now remember, guys, the amount of eggs depends on how many people you have living with you or how many people eat in your house. And the 6 eggs, you know, and it will be okay here. But if you want to add more eggs or less eggs, you always do that. Remember, the less eggs, the less measure. So the smaller the pan. And like I said, you don't need to use one of the pans that I'm using. You can use any kind of pan, as long as you put it in the baño de Maria double boiler and you let it incorporate a little bit. We're gonna check that out right now, and I will tell you what I'm talking about. Okay, now that I see that the egg in the oven is cooking in the bottom, now is a good time to incorporate our meat. I'm gonna take it out. I remember my little friends and my special friends. Safety first. Okay, so when I tell you, take the pan out of the oven from the baño de Maria, because see, the bottom part of the egg is already done. So now we go add the meat. Add as much as you like. That's what I do. My son is excited. You hear him in the background? So you can put as much meat as you want. You could leave a little bit, you could put like half of it, because I'm going to teach you a trick that I like doing. Like after you incorporate the other half of the meat inside this delicious recipe, you could put, I will tell you. You know what? I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to show you. That's what I'm doing, right? Okay. Now we're going to incorporate the other half of the eggs. How easy was that, huh? You could put more cheese if you like, and then put it back in the oven right away. So I added more cheese to mine. So I'm going to put it back in the oven, and I will take it out when it's cooked. Okay, now our stuffed egg cake is in the oven. I'm going to wait for it to fully cook. Somehow, fully cook or so. If you're going to put meat on top, make sure it's not fully cooked on the top yet, and then you could add the rest of the meat like I am going to do. If not, go ahead and wait for it to be cooked. I don't know how many minutes, maybe 15 or so, but I will let you know. Counting now. So for this part is optional. If you want to add more meat, it's been 6 minutes. So I'm going to take it out. I'm going to add more meat on top, and then I'm going to put it back in to let it fully cook. It's optional if you want to do it, and if you don't, you could just let it cook. I will show you what I did. I added the more meat on top. It's optional if you want to do it, and if you can stand the heat of the oven, but I'm going to let it cook now. Always remember to check the baño de Maria or the double boiler, because the water evaporates with the time that's in the oven. So make sure you have really boiling water. So if it's evaporating, you could add some more while it's cooking. And it's almost done. Okay, my lovey lovies, it's time to take out the stuffed egg cake. And I will show you the masterpiece. Okay, my lovey lovies, here is the final masterpiece. Oh, I'm sorry, I kicked the stand. So now we wait for it to cool down, and we take it out of the mold into a plate. Be safe when you're taking this out of the oven. It's really hot. So now we wait, and we take it out. I'll let you know, and I will show you the final product. Doesn't this look delicious? Now we're going to take it out from the pan. Mine's still hot, and I will take it out right now, and I will show you. And as you can see, this is the final product. It's my famous egg stuffed cake. Hey, if you like my recipe, like and subscribe. I will be making other recipes except pie. Bye bye. See you guys later.